All right. How's it going, Jackie?
You're awesome. How's Florida?
Everyone asks me that, and I'm
I
like,
bet.
dude, it's freaking Florida. What do you think it is? It's beautiful. Every day is sunshine, sunny. We took the dog out for a walk this morning. I think it was like 70, 78.
No
Even
way.
yesterday, it was 90 degrees around 6 o'clock, and it felt beautiful. Now, I know that will change.
Yeah,
Summer
it's gonna
rolls
get
around, but I'm taking every second of this in.
yeah. Ha! It's been really cold and windy and we get snow and then it rains and it goes away.
Well,
So
truth be
you don't
told,
miss it.
my Alexa, just so you know, my Alexa on my desk is still
Yeah.
set to Wisconsin. So right now it
Nice.
says it's 43 degrees and overcast. So every
Oh,
day, and my kids still live back in Wisconsin, so I get weather reports when you get dumped on. So my heart is there, my face is not, because I don't want it hurting anymore when I step outside to walk to my vehicle.
yeah. My chickens hate it and they're waiting. They're waiting.
Oh
I'm
man.
waiting. But
Yes.
the exciting part is you're still running your business here in Wisconsin. You don't even live here. So I know that's what we're going to talk
I'm
about.
super, yeah, it was so intentional, Jackie, and that's why I'm excited to come back.
Yeah.
I've spoke at your club numerous times, sometimes just to fill a spot when someone came in, maybe I had some knowledge to share. But I think this truthfully is going to be the most impactful meeting I've ever led at the
Yeah.
Appleton REIA for a lot
Knowing
of,
what's coming from you, I agree.
yeah, I don't know if it's maybe more of the vitamin D. I give it God the glory through all this. I think the latitude change has changed my mindset in a lot of different ways positively. I mean, it's helped me physically. I've lost a lot of weight. I've gotten my diet more in check, but I think it's really allowed me to dial in on the things that are important. And I think I've gotten clarity that I want to share my story with more people.
Awesome. We're
And
ready.
yeah, and that's really why I wanted to come back and really kind of talk about how this meeting, I'll be honest. I mean, I've sat in the seats many a times as you have too, Jackie, in the clubs. And, I've heard a lot of great speakers, but a lot of them have, they have a great program or a great system. And a lot of those stuff, I mean, I use my business today and we're all consumers, right?
Yeah.
And we
Oh,
bought
yeah.
some cool stuff. You were just telling me recently about someone who came to your club and now you picked up some amazing properties. Like, that's awesome. I get excited,
That's what's
right?
crazy. Like I've been doing this for 100 years. Bought my first property in 1996. That's 100 years to me. And had a trainer come in February, the coldest meeting we've had ever. And
Mhm.
I was excited to go to his weekend training. I went to his weekend training and now I own 2 properties already. And today's April, whatever, beginning of April. And it's nuts. I went, I heard, I put into practice, I learned, I grew, and I have 2 new properties that I just purchased. Never mind the fact that it's under 25 grand for both properties together. Like this is insane.
Unbelievable.
So I love that you're
Awesome.
coming and you're going to share some of the whole point is take it in and put it into action. But
Absolutely. I mean, if you think you're just going to magically step into a room and walk away $1 million real estate investor, I have some reality for you. That's not going to happen. The goal is when you
we
come
used to
in.
call it, Dan?
What's that?
Do you remember what we used to call it? The grind.
Oh,
The grind.
the grind. Yes, I'm sorry.
How you look at it, but we always said, listen, you got to grind it out, right? And some
There
days
is that.
suck.
And so often, people want to promote, and there's a lot of great courses out there, but I think the people that do disservice to the newer
Yeah.
investors is they think there's a magic button or an easy button. There are tips and techniques that can help you, but Jackie, you have absolutely right. You still have to go out and do the deal, right? You got to do the grind. You got to do the suck. I just posted a social video yesterday about like how much I hate real estate. Here I am living in Florida, and there's just elements of real estate I hate. I don't do this for the business. I do this for the people who I can help in my company, myself, and the lifestyle that it affords me. But yeah, I mean, really, well, I guess the goal of this is that when you sit back, 92% of people, Jackie, they fail to start a business, right? And it's not because that they don't achieve their goals. It's because they have a limiting mindset.
Yeah,
That's
their
the one piece.
expectations are off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that is the one piece. Only a handful of people have I heard that have come through the doors at the Appleton REIA. And I've been at most of the meetings.
Yeah.
They got it backwards. You know, outside of life and air, which I think hits it nail on, and a lot of the principles, truth be told, that I'm going to talk about have life and air type ideas behind them.
Nice.
But you got to get your mind and your life right first.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that established correctly, I can give you everything in my business and you'll fail.
You will.
And truth be told, I'm going to share a lot about in my business at this time. It's really going to talk about my journey. I'm going to share with everyone, you know, kind of from foreclosure, the time that you called me and said, hey, Dan, everything okay? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's all good, Jackie. It's just a bank error. And you're like, really, dude? All right, well, call me if, you know, if something that happens, right? To, you know, me being here in Florida. There's a reason behind everything happened in my life. And in so much, I've written this freaking book that's consumed me for the last month. I wrote a book. I know if you would have told me a month ago that, Dan, you're going to write a book, I'm like, I know you don't smoke, Jackie, but are you high? Like, it's just, that was not even my brain, but I felt like this passion or just desire to just
Put
share,
it all down.
to share, right?
Yeah.
So I went on, I'm going to kind of share my own story. We're going to go through some things, some pivotal points in my life where my mind and my identity, because understanding who you are is so important.
Right.
And I think there's three legs of that. There's your personal identity. Who are you, right? That's a deep one. There's your business identity. Who do you want to be in business? I've struggled with that a long time. That's that imposter syndrome, right? Sure, none of us have ever done that, right?
Yeah, right.
But then there's also an important part to me is the spiritual side of that. And I think that triune piece of it is what you need balance in your life. And a lot of what I'm talking about is going to be that in addition to the real estate piece, because the real estate stuff is easy. You know,
you just got to do it. And what do we used to tell our mentoring students? Listen, you can quit. Just make sure tomorrow you come back.
Right.
Because how many times have you and I quit our real estate business? You know, and I mean, honestly, sometimes I quit for 2-3 days at a time, but I always came back, right? It's like some days you just got to close the computer, shut the door, and go outside because you're just not in the frame to make it happen. You know, things fall apart. It's
absolutely. Well, the thing is, this is when your mindset is right,
mm-hmm.
It drives you to want to do the things that are tough.
Yes.
Because when you don't believe you can do it, you give up.
Yeah.
So part of what I'm going to talk about at the REIA is I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit, right? And give you guys the mindset shifts and the skills that you can have to make it happen in your own life. Because the real estate stuff is super easy.
Yeah.
And my word, you can go on the internet and type in wholesaling. You can type in subject to. There is a plethora of content out there to learn it on your own. But why don't people do it? It's because up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's 80% mindset. It's 20% logistics. I mean, Tony Robbins talks about that. So it's like, why don't you get yourself empowered up here correctly and then mirror that with the skills? I think that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Yep. And you're going to share some of those basics too. Like, here, 100%. Do this right away out of the gate. Let's go. And then the next step is go do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's the beauty of this, Jackie, because one of the things, you're right. Sometimes people are scared to take that, because one of the things I want to share with everyone is I'm kind of launching a program that I want people to come with me on for the ride. Yeah. What if I kind of could show you how to do all those things and I help you walk you through the deals and we close it and we do business together? I'll share a little bit about that at the very end. And if people are interested to be a part of that, cool. But I think you're really going to walk away with a lot of great information. In so much that I want people to come. This book that I've actually put together. Yeah. I want to give it away free to everyone that attends at the Appleton REIA.
Let's do
You'll
it.
be able to come. I'll get you a QR code. You'll be able to download it, make it simple, easy, bring your phone, blah, 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 take notes. But I think this can help a lot of people, that in and of itself. And just so you know, I'm not a real deep guy, so we're talking an 80-page here. This isn't like a 200-page, masterpiece, but it's the raw
weekend read.
What's that?
It's a weekend read, right?
Absolutely, but it's a raw and real view of the stuff. You'll learn a lot about me. I not much in that book. That's probably only a handful. Actually, oddly enough, I had a friend of mine who wrote the foreword, Sean. And he read that, and I gave him an advanced copy. He's like, I didn't know that about you. And he's my best friend. So I've revealed stuff in this book that's very personal. I think it'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. And I think you'll learn some things along the way too. So
awesome. Well, we know that you have been a local success story. We know your journey. We've worked together a lot in our mentoring program. You know, I feel like I know everything about you, but I guess I'm going to find some stuff I didn't. I'm excited to read your book, and I'll give you some words on the book before you come as well. So you're coming on tax day.
What's that?
You're coming on tax day.
I am coming on tax day. Yes, absolutely.
So that'll be.
And I'll give a spoiler. Jacci is in the book. Just FYI, just so everyone knows. So.
Ooh, by name?
It's a part of my story, Jacci. You've interwove your life into mine so often.
Oh,
I think, truthfully, I mean, you're one of the reasons I am where I am today. So, I mean, that's kudos to you, lady.
It has been, it's been an honor and a fun journey. And hey, we definitely have shared some rough stories and some back and forth as well, right? So,
as you do,
you know what? Nothing ever goes totally smooth in life. So if anyone expects that out of a business, man, get a job.
I tell that to my team all the time. You know, we've had some decent success recently. I said, get ready for the gut punch. It's going to come.
Something's coming. Yeah.
The story is not told on what happens. It's the comeback.
Right.
How do you overcome that? That's where the real victory is made.
Yeah. And it's crazy. What I have found is right after that is when like a whole bunch of wins and a bigger amount of money comes in. And if I would have quit right in that time, like that whole next chain of like huge wins would have never been received. And you know, I wouldn't have been able to take all that in. So yeah, it's pretty.
And from a spiritual sense, Jacci, I think it's God preparing us for what's next.
There it is. Yep.
So,
yeah.
It's a part of life.
I'm excited.
Just embrace the suck and, you know, weather through it. Faith comes into play there. And you usually turn out better on the other side.
It's so cool.
My book is a testament to that. So.
All right. So April 15th, let's see. We open the doors at 6 and we start with free pizza, you know. Pre-registration is appreciated.
You want to get some of that. It goes fast.
It's good pizza.
Maybe you whisper to Jacci, and if it's all gone, she might make a second round, you know.
It is true. It is true. So
AppletonREIA.com, I think, right? If people want to get pre-registered, if it's your first meeting, I think it's free, right?
Still free on your first meeting if you've never been to an Appleton REIA meeting before. Absolutely. You know, pre-registration definitely helps us, especially if you've never been there before, because you got to enter your name and your email and all the jazzazz. So if you can do that ahead of time, it definitely saves time in the line. So
plus, I mean, you have an amazing community of great people looking to grow their lives and business, in addition to all the benefits of being part of the club. So you at least get to know what's going on, see who else is coming to talk, and you know, when the next meetings, you can plan accordingly. So
yeah, there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff at the meeting for sure. We have some great vendors with some wonderful benefits. So yeah, stay in network, come early if you can. And Dan, I'm excited to see you.
I'm excited to come back. My first time back to Wisconsin since we left in November. So we'll be back up again in May with the family. We're bringing the gold beast. Where is he? There he is. Mr.
I saw him. There he is.
Passed out on the floor. We're going to drive back. Maybe make a stop in Kentucky along the way and spend some time with some family. I think we'll be there for a few weeks just to kind of enjoy the good part of Wisconsin, not when it's cold and my face hurts.
Yeah, that'll be a good month to be here. Not and not a bad month to leave Florida either, because it starts to get pretty hot around.
It gets a little hot. Does get a little hot. So
I'm
looking forward to being there. Thanks for having me.
So April 15th, doors open at 6, meeting starts at 6:30, and you can find all the deets at AppletonREIA.com. And we'll see you there.
Look forward to seeing you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. See you later.
See you later.